Welcome to the MLS Roundtable presented by Southern New Hampshire University. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me today. I am very pleased to be joined by all of you guys to talk about our experiences in soccer, school, and maybe even a little bit of life beyond. We've got Darrius Barnes, former New England Revolution, Clyde Simms with DC United, U.S. men's national team as well, and Brandt of the Chicago Fire, the only current player of the group. So
we're all washed up.
Yeah, you're the star today. We're just a bunch of retired guys, but want to hear more about how your experience might be different from ours, and then also talk about the transition to life beyond the soccer field. We all know each other to some degree, but I figured we could play a little bit of game here to break the ice. I don't know, maybe find out something that we didn't know about each other, call a couple people out. I like, there's a couple of hot ones in here, so. I'll start us off. What do we got here? Oh, this is a good one. Not afraid to rock fake glasses to look smart. Not naming names here. Take your best guess.
Wait, what? Like, I don't understand. I don't get it.
Consider.
No, to be honest, let me try it.
Y'all gotta use the
If you're gonna write my name down, let me see how they look on me at least.
Woo.
Oh, wow. Woo. I might be an SNHG professor out of this.
Professor now.
Welcome to my lecture here. Next one, we have, this one should be good. Huge fan of The Office TV show. Final answers? Flip them. Brandt. Wow.
Huge Office fan.
What's the deal? I assumed it had to be one of the guys that actually works on it.
Doesn't matter what episode, you can just turn it on.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
This is a good one. Have a 2-year-old son.
Oh, man.
So somebody here has a 2-year-old son. I knew this one.
Yeah. We talked about it.
Got it.
How do you balance being a father, having
That's a good one.
career, and working with Revolution,
obviously
all the different things?
Yeah, obviously he came after retiring from soccer, and I see these guys have kids while playing, and I'm like, I don't know how they did it. Just the sleep alone. With my job now, it's pretty flexible because I own my own business now, and so I can kind of make my own hours and things like that. And yeah, it's wild. I mean, you wake up almost with a different sense of purpose. I feel personally.
All right, let's do one more. This person has attended an SNHU men's soccer match. What do you guys got? You got it, it's me.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, I went up to the campus a couple years ago and did a series of interviews with a bunch of the professors there on how soccer and math and geometry and angles of a penalty kick. It was really interesting.
All my time in New England, never stepped foot in New Hampshire.
You can go without actually going. That's what Brandt is doing right now.
Yeah.
Online class.
Nice. What are you studying?
So I'm actually done. I graduated last October for my MBA in finance,
Nice.
Congratulations. Wow.
Thanks.
I thought this was all gonna be like us teaching Brandt. And
I know,
like, yo, teach me. What was the decision making to go ahead and sign up for SNHU and get your MBA?
I heard about SNHU and the discount that players got. It was pretty much a no-brainer for me. I just wanted to get my MBA, and I could do it while I'm playing soccer, which was super convenient. I didn't have to show up to any classes or go to any campuses. I just had to open my laptop and read the assignment.
Looking back to when you were a kid, if you weren't going to be a pro soccer player, which I think was probably all of our dreams, what was the other dream maybe that you had?
Our 5th grade teacher did like, what do you guys want to be when you grow up? And he asked me, and he like recorded everybody. And I was like, I want to be a pro soccer player. And he was like, yeah, but like, what if that doesn't happen? And I was like, what do you mean? I want to be a pro soccer, but I just want to play soccer, you know?
I wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon. Whoa. And then I remember one time I saw blood and about threw up. So I got injuries and like sports medicine I always thought I wanted to get into, but now I couldn't be further away from that. And then kind of taking some courses in college before I knew I wanted to play professionally, but you never know how your college career is going to play out. I had kind of business aspirations, so that's kind of where I've been able to parlay soccer and
my business interests now.
I was the same way as Brandt, really. It was difficult back when we were growing up because MLS didn't exist. Yeah, I almost didn't even have a plan B. Fortunately, MLS came about. I got a scholarship and it became more and more real. But I just knew I just loved playing soccer.
Not too long ago, and my mom, every time I go home, digs through all the crates of old things that, everyone's does. And then she found this piece of paper that I had written, I think in like maybe 6th grade, of what do you want to be when you grow up? And it said, pro soccer player, and there was no MLS at the time either. NBA, similarly, everybody wanted to be an NBA player. It didn't work out for any of us. Or it said, or a movie director. So it's kind of funny because now I'm working at MLS, but working on the film side, it's kind of crazy to look back and see how some of those dreams that you have as a kid, whether in sports or otherwise, can kind of materialize later in life. So, Clyde, you had so much success in your career, and I remember battling against you at the DC United Chicago Fire days.
Yeah.
Brandt wish I would have had him on my side at those points. You guys got the better of us more often than not. But what were some of your career highlights that you look back on fondly now?
Oh man, one thing I always remember from my playing days are my teammates. I still keep in touch with a lot of them. Darrius and I text almost every day. And also going to play in so many different countries. We had a lot of success in DC. And so we always qualified for the CONCACAF tournaments and things like that. And there's some other tournaments that existed back then that don't exist now, where we got to travel a lot and see some different parts of the world. It was pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Something you take for granted in the moment. Once you're done, you look back and you're like, wow.
I think that reflection piece that's key right there, because like when you're in it and you're in the trenches day in and day out, you don't really get a chance to kind of appreciate the accomplishments that you had. Your teammates and the locker room, like that's what it's all about. It's the brotherhood.
What are some of the moments that stand out for you, though, on the pitch?
We got the MLS Cup in 2014, but lost that one to LA, so that was kind of is a high and a low at the same time.
It makes you feel better. We've all lost to the Galaxy. I did it twice for good measure.
At least you scored in one.
Well, you said highs and lows. That would definitely be mine, I think, is getting to back-to-back MLS Cups in 11 and 12. And then 11, I remember going there and losing 1-0. Landon scored late on, and then getting a chance to go back the next year where you're saying nothing is guaranteed, you can't take it for granted. And it's rare you get a chance to go back the second time. And I remember being like, I'm gonna go for it and just really play a little bit more free, and ended up scoring right before halftime. Brandt, what about you? We're all reliving the glory days, or not so glory days. For you, I know you still got a long ways to go, and continuing to build your career. What's been some of the best moments so far for you on the pitch?
Played a total of 53 minutes my rookie year. I was kind of bummed about that, but understood the process of it. Getting that first start my second year and getting my first assist in the same game and man of the match, that was probably a huge night for me.
So what do you guys do now? Because I know there's the plan B, we have our current pro soccer player, but where has life taken each of you since MLS?
As soon as I was done playing, I was going through some things with my health. Ended up getting 2 kidney transplants. The first one was unsuccessful. The second one still in me and is working perfectly. That was a challenge for that first year and a half after I had retired. And also opened up an indoor cycling studio. It's Revved Indoor Cycling. And we have 3 locations now in Massachusetts, in the Boston area, and we'll have 6 by the end of the year.
Yeah, for me it was a learning curve. And I think the big piece of it was just kind of like educating myself and trying to finding that confidence from when you were playing. Because as an athlete, confidence is key in whatever you're doing, and your form depended on the confidence you had in yourself. I kind of remember sitting down one day, I was like, how do I kind of map out what I love to do now, which is playing soccer, with how I can kind of push that into a different direction of what I want to do off the pitch. So like I said, in college, I love business. I got a marketing management certificate, so those are the most intriguing classes that I ever took, and really enjoyed it. So I was like, how do I piece this together? So just parlayed that into my passion for business as well, and moved into the partnership marketing department, basically managing Adidas's relationship and contract and agreement with the league. So it's been a good transition thus far.
It does seem more and more that players and young players like yourself are able to kind of really get an MBA while playing. What made you decide to do your MBA online?
I always wanted to get my MBA. I was gonna do it regardless. It was either just gonna be after soccer or during it. You know, MLS and SNHU have a great partnership, and I thought it was a great opportunity just to get it out of the way. They had a good deal, and so I started it 6 months into my rookie year, and it was maybe a 15-month program. And it was just like back to back. I was just trying to knock it out. I like to think from the end back, and that's why, you know, I wanted to come here and do this with you guys and ask you guys advice, because soccer's gonna end someday. You know, my body, as much as I'd like to play till I was like 65 years old, it's just not gonna happen. When you guys played and you had the free time that you had, did you think about doing something that could prepare you for the future? Or did you just kind of, you know what, I'm just gonna enjoy being a professional soccer player right now, and I'm gonna take the free time that I have?
Yes. So I'll break it up into two parts. So probably my first 4 years, I was just enjoying being a professional athlete. I'd say the latter half, you know, when I get a couple injuries, maybe you're not in form, maybe you're not in coach's favor, you start to think about things outside of the game. Thought about studying for a GMAT to go to business school.
I did not. I wish I had put more time into it. I kind of took the mindset when I was playing soccer that was my thing. I always told myself next year's gonna be even better. Even when I was getting old, even though my body didn't want to do it, and I'm gonna be even better player next year. I'm gonna put this work in the off season. But much like what Darrius said, and once his kind of passion just shifted, I started taking spin classes, and I fell in love with it. You know, I see guys all the time, and I think it's super smart, you know, starting to get into things now, and especially younger guys, even guys your age, thinking about the future. Because the reality is it's gonna end one day. Right. You know, the last thing you wanna do is you know, no team's knocking on your door, and you don't really know what you wanna do at all.
Right.
That's not somewhere you wanna be left.
I mean, I think the exciting part to me is it feels like the culture is changing, because I remember being in locker rooms as a young player in MLS and having the expectation that that was the only thing that you cared about, and you were just single-minded and being worried about what a coach would think if you were doing an internship or you were taking classes or experiencing other parts of life. And I think in general across sports, not just in MLS, you're just seeing more and more that players are, you know, more than an athlete and allowed to have other things that they're passionate about and explore them, and like not just wake up at the end of your career and be like, oh no, now I gotta finish my schooling, or I want to get a master's degree, which I think was more maybe of our generation. Let's go into the finances a little bit of this all. Why do you think it's so important for MLS players to be able to understand that piece of the puzzle as they look either through their career or toward that next step?
Money is like security, you know, it gives you a little more personal freedom, and at the end of the day, I think that's all what we want is personal freedom. Not only for MLS, but I mean any type of league. You always hear about these players in NFL and NBA going bankrupt after making millions of dollars. I feel like, you know, if you just start early, then you're not gonna have that problem like later in life.
Yeah, once that paycheck's done, that money it's gone. I mean, no matter how much you have, it's dwindling from the second you're not getting those recurring paychecks. As soon as they're done, what do you have lined up? What are you gonna be doing to you know, to supplement, basically? Yeah.
I guess just looking ahead, I'll start with you, Clyde. What are you looking forward to in your business, career, life, beyond soccer?
We're just growing it. It's going in a really good direction right now. You know, the field as a whole, the fitness industry. And so we're proud to be a part of it and trying to ride that wave as long as possible.
For me right now, I'm just trying to learn. He's in his dream job right now. Us three, we've had our dream job already. So like to try to find that next thing that we're, you know, that passionate for, that second best dream job, is kind of what we're searching for.
Maybe a select few guys, if you had a huge name, like of course you're gonna walk into a great job or something like that, but the idea that you could play in MLS, have a great career, still be involved after playing, and do stuff like this, for me is pretty cool. What about you, Brandt? What's next for you? And I guess that's part of the cool part, is that it's okay to ask that to a player now.
Kind of taking away stuff from you guys, you know, trying to find something else that I'm passionate about, you know, something else that can make me money. Obviously, you know, I want to play soccer till I'm 40 years old or 35 years old, whenever my body stops working. Just trying to find my passion is. I've gotten a lot of valuable information from all you guys, man, and appreciate you guys having me out here.
Seriously, thank you guys for taking the time out. I know coming from out of town and during season and through all the many things that you guys have going on. So I hope these conversations can continue, because these are the types of things that could have helped me when I was younger, can help me now still, and I think we can continue to support each other.
It's all about people helping people, and look forward to seeing all the great work you do on and off the pitch once, you know, those 11 years down the road, you know, comes to an end, so.
Yeah, man.
Dope.
Sure.
Nice meeting you, Brandt. Appreciate you, man.